Hello and welcome back to the Finish Line and episode 9 of our Cheltenham Festival Ante-Post videos. As always, myself, Tom, Dave are going to give our selection this week for our Cheltenham Festival Ante-Post bet. So Tom, take it away with your one for week 9.
I'm going straight in, are we?
Oh, go straight
in. Yeah, so look, this horse is arguably what got us going last year. He's one of my favourite selections. He didn't quite pull it off on the day. We got a massive price about him. Dave slaughtered him because a horse had never come out and won a good race out of that handicap. But lads, he might have missed last year. He might have been third last year in the Ryanair. But this year, if Manila Indo doesn't win the Gold Cup, I think a Plutard will win the Gold Cup.
2 horses in the one race.
I'm having 2 horses in the one race, and this is why, right?
You're starting to like Henry more than I do.
2 horses in the one race, still no winner.
A Plutard. I've gone through the race, right? Album photo, nothing against him. Can't knock him. Is what he is. That's fine. Santini doesn't like winning. Minella Indo, I think he's got a cracking chance. Then there's a Plutard. Then you get to Champ, who we haven't seen and can't jump fences, isn't going to win a Gold Cup. Frodon, never going to win a Gold Cup. Can't get an easy lead like he did last day. Just won't happen. Delta Work, not quite his best around Cheltenham and has been well beat this year. Kemboy won't win around Cheltenham, just can't have it whatsoever. Presenting Percy, look, I love him. I love the lad. Ran too bad to be true. I'm presuming it's because Gordon's horses were sick, but has still got a lot to do, right? Mellon, lads, Mellon wins a Gold Cup. I'd give up, basically, right?
What happened?
Lost in, he could be second or third, to be fair, right? Lost in Translation is the next one. Waiting Patiently, Native River, Bristol Demai, St. Calvados, Master Tommy Tucker. Tell me what finishes in the first 4 or 5 there, and tell me that a Plutard would be out the first 4. I don't think he will. A Plutard he's never been out of the first 3 in any of his runs. 15 runs, 6 wins, 6 seconds, 3 places. He likes a big field. We know he doesn't perform very well on his first start of the season. So we've forgiven that Navan run. The only reason I didn't put him up at Leopardstown is because I did not think he'd stay 3 miles. I was surprised. I didn't think he'd stay 3 miles. He also ran.
Andrew laughed at me when I said I was backing him.
Yeah, look, I hands up. I didn't think he'd stay 3 miles. I didn't think he was a 3 mile.
I admit I was wrong.
But he had a tongue tie on for the first time that day as well. And he ran almost as if a horse that went, oh, I can breathe. And, he went on again. I just think he's so consistent. He's won at Cheltenham. He bolted up at Cheltenham, admittedly in a bad race, and he was very well handicapped. He's then gone back to Cheltenham, and he just didn't run his race. And the more you go back through it, a few of Henry's didn't run their race at Cheltenham last year. Aspire Tower was another one who ran okay, but was probably capable of better. I think you could definitely say that about a Plutard, but he was only beaten a length and 3/4 in the Ryanair. And look, I just think he's rated 170 now. He's only a 7-year-old. When you go down through that Gold Cup, I can personally put a line for a lot of them. So if I've got a Plutard and Manila Indo both at 10-1 against the field, I'm very happy.
Look, I'll be honest. I can totally see it happen. It's the whole. I have this thing that horses that find it kind of hard to win at 2.5 miles, they do need to step up and trip. It's been proven a lot with certain horses. I was doing my selections for today and racing TV I had on in the background, and between races that were on today at the Haydock or whatever was on today, they were showing races of the year, and the Irish Gold Cup came on. I watched the whole thing from start to finish. He had no right to win that from where he was. He just kept going and going and going. He looked like he absolutely relished the trip. He had no right to win it, even jumping the last. And he absolutely flew past the two lads up front. Did they fall into a hole? A small one, I'd say, but not to give Aplutard a lucky win. He was up at the pace most of the way as well from the second circuit. I can totally see it happening. There's no doubting that he's a very, very, very good horse. It's big fields, big plus. Cheltenham win. Yeah, happy days. The thing that really stands out to me, he gets the way with the slow jumping. It's not slow per se. It's slow for 2.5 miles to 2 miles. It's like album photos jump. It's not great. He gets away with it over the trip. The talent gets him the rest of the way. I can see it happen. I can see you went through the field there, and I was taking off horse in my head, like, yeah, he's not going to win. He's not going to win. He's not going to win. Jesus Christ, he's actually at worst. He's going to be placed. I can totally see it.
I was looking for my Ante-Post pick today, and he was one I was thinking about, and there was another couple who a bit dodgy on. So I went through the Gold Cup field, and that cemented it for me, really. And yeah, him like nothing against Album Photo whatsoever. I could easily see him winning. But the two of those 10-1 each against him. Happy with that. I look forward to that race.
What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, look.
He's
I
shit.
slated the horse a few times.
Absolute yuck.
No, I slated the horse a few times, but I'd happily back him if I think that the conditions of the race are going to suit him. He needs a big field, and I think that's to do with getting a strong gallop. I think that's essential to him winning. He stays on quite strongly, whether it be 2 miles, 2.5 miles, or 3 miles, like in the race of Christmas. Even when you think back to his race at Cheltenham that he won, they went a good clip, and he was still on the bridle coming around the bend. So I think that's essential to him, and that's why he needs that big field. Yes, Cheltenham form. I backed him at Christmas because I thought he'd stay, and the same way Tom has gone through the race there and kind of crossed off some of the horses, I did the same thing at Christmas, and I thought, like, at 12-1 they was at Christmas, he should have been about 5-1 because he's won grade ones, and some of the other horses had question marks all over him about them. And yeah, he never wins his first race of the season, so you can forgive him that race every year. So I think he's a good bet. Album Photo will win the Gold Cup, but he'd be my second choice of all the horses that are in the race.
Just getting onto that, what you said there, his first run of the season, he always needs it. That's my only problem I have now. He's not going to run until Cheltenham. He won't be after run since the Savage Chase in the end of December. That's my only problem.
It's completely different. The first run of the season is when you're coming in off of the back of 2 or 3 months out of grass, getting nice and fat, having a break, and unless you're going to get drilled at home, then you're not going to be fit. He's fit now. It's just a case of maintaining that fitness. He's going to have to work hard to keep up that fitness, but it's not like he's coming off the back of a big belly full of grass.
It's the sharpness that kind of works. It's the fact that he hasn't really done it before. He ran in the Dublin Racing Festival. Did he run the Dublin Racing Festival last year? Nearly full sure he did.
He did.
No, he didn't. No, he went straight from Christmas to Cheltenham last year.
He not running against Shakan again a second time.
No, he ran against Min. It was Shakan beat Min the next day.
That's my only problem. Everything else, total tick in the box. That's my only worry.
I don't mind that. He won at Cheltenham off a 58-day break. I'm fine with that. I think he won fecking the Savage Chase off of the 50-day break. It's only going to be a bit more than that. It's different. It's different off a 240-day break and whatnot.
Bar that, I could totally see him playing a hand in it. Dave, on to you. What's your selection for this week?
Sky Ace in the Mares Novice Hurdle. Shark Hanlon's horse that they got out of Willie Mullen's stable, I think, for about 400 quid.
600 quid, yeah.
600 quid. I think the race itself. Hold up when I get the betting up. If I can find it.
If anything, it was an unreal buy anyway.
The favourite Galois has looked decent enough. Royal Kahala beat some of the other fillies and mares that were in it. Gypsy Island surely is not going to run. Brandy Love is in the betting. She's hardly going to go over hurdles. So, to me, there's a good few horses ahead of her in the betting that are not even going to be in the race. She's 16-1. She's put away now. She's definitely going to Cheltenham. It's the only race she's going for at Cheltenham. And she's a horse that keeps improving. She keeps being wrote off. She ends up winning. I like horses like that. I try to follow them until they lose again. I think she's a great price considering some of the horses ahead of her won't make the race and probably are not good enough anyway.
The Shark Hanlon's record around Cheltenham area.
When has he ever had really, really decent Cheltenham horses? You know what I mean? So
Hidden. Yeah, he only had really one crack, really, I suppose, with Hidden Cyclone.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, Shark Hanlon's a good trainer, like. So she already beat that Finest Evermore, and she beat her fair and square as well. She hasn't been seen since, but she was being talked up as Willie Mullins' mare's hurdle horse at the start of the season, and she put her in her place. So,
but I think no matter what she runs in, she's always going to be overlooked because of her price tag.
She also bet Queensbrook, and I really thought that Politesse would turn out to be a decent novice hurdler. She put her in her place as well. So look, she's been wrote off in the two races, obviously because of the trainer, because of her background and all that, but she keeps winning. She's definitely going for the race. She's 16-1 when there's horses ahead of her in the betting that she's already beaten or won't even turn up at the race. So I think it's a great price.
Is that non-runner no bet, or is it
non-runner no bet? 16-1.
I don't we get price for without that. Stairs, mares. She is. You can get 20s if you want to take the chance that she's definitely going to run there, but taking 16-1 is not bad for non-runner no bet. Right. So my selection, the way I looked at this is kind of the way Tom looked at the Gold Cup. It's Aspire Tower for the champion hurdle, 16-1. Right, so he won. He was a decent juvenile last year. Won a Grade 1 and was third in the Triumph Hurdle, just behind Burning Victory, All Mankind, and then it was himself. So, like, All Mankind is Frank the Farmer already. We haven't seen Burning Victory yet. I think the fourth was... Who was the fourth again? He's won already since, but... He did, as Tom alluded to earlier, Henry's horse kind of... They weren't really firing at Cheltenham. He ran a weird race. He looked green as grass. He was jumping out to his left, jumping out to his right. He never really stuck to a straight line. But yes, once the burners came on, he finished very, very strongly. He looks a much more mature horse this year. He's only a 5-year-old. I know everyone's going to say 5-year-olds in the champion hurdle don't really have a great record. Look, it's only a few years ago where Espoir Allen put that stat to bed, so I'm happy enough to roll him at 16-1. Like, he's beat Abracadabras already this season. Abracadabras came out and won the race around Punchestown to Morgiana, beating St. Roy. I know that form's not really been frank, but he's gone on again at Leopardstown, and he's beaten by even further. He was only beat by Sharjah, who, look, mops up that race every year. You look at the betting, Epiton is worthy favourite. Sorry, I'm looking at non-runner no bet. Sorry, no. Epiton is obviously clear favourite 5-2, which is, look, fair enough. Yeah, she's a reigning champion hurdler. But look, it's hard to win back-to-back champion hurdles. There's not many horses that do it. So look, I know she was in the season, the Christmas hurdle where Silver Streak beat her. But it kind of gives you that confidence to go look elsewhere in the betting. You have Sharjah, who second in the last year, but he always kind of flatters to deceive sometimes away from Leopardstown. You have Silver Streak, who took advantage of an underperforming Epitone. Then you have Abracadabra, who Aspire Towers already beat twice this season. Yes, there could be excuses at the Leopardstown run that Gordon's horses weren't running up the form. Then you're into Honeysuckle, the 16s. She's going to run in the mares. You've St. Roy, who needs to come on again and make sure that run was just a blip. But you might be coming up another excuse or two for him. But look, if he comes back to, you're holding on to his Cheltenham run last year, which was very impressive. Horses' form at Cheltenham every year is one to be recognised. So I think we'll see an improved performance of him. I'd have him shorter than Abracadabra, if I'm honest, in the betting. Bouvier will all depend on how he runs on Saturday. Sound for someone won't be winning a champion hurler. Concertista, no, I can't have her as a champion hurler winner. Goshen, God only knows. And then you Saldier. So there's a lot in there. That's a lot of question marks over us. Sharjah, he's had his chance. Silver Streak is what he is. Abracadabra's. Aspire Tower is only 5. He's improving. He's the only horse in this you could really say is going to keep improving during the season. His performance at Leopardstown was very, very good to be that close for all the work he done up front. I think he's more mature. I think he'll learn a lot. He's going to be a more straightforward horse this year, I think, to ride from the front at Cheltenham. I think he could burn a lot of them off from the front. Could be the fact that he sets up for the close like Epitone, but there's no reason to think that he won't be staying on to the finish, battling out up the hill. I think 16-1 is way too big when you take into consideration the horses that are in around him. So, like, even the horses he beat last year in them juvenile hurdles, they're all coming out with their winning races. You have Wolf Prince, who was one. He was beat then by a horse called Call Me Lyrene, who went off then and was touted for as big things. She was put in her place by Appreciated a while ago. Echoes in the Rain, who ran a huge race behind the Real Deal. He battered her the last year. I think he's really underestimated because he's a 5-year-old coming out of that. But I think he's very underestimated. And I think a 16-1 is a huge price for a very, very open champion hurdle when you take Epitone out of it. And Breed.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was between him and someone else, and the someone else was actually A Plutarch. But
you jump on the Pluton bandwagon later on.
It's
that's no problem.
The amount of time he tried to stop himself from A Pluton all last year.
That to mean a crazy profitable horse for me, the A Pluton. I've backed him 4 times. He lost in the Ryanair. The other 3 times he was 6-1, 6-1, and 12-1.
Good old Tom. Did you see him when you were out in Henry's, Tom?
Yeah.
Did you give him a little backhander, you fucking stupid idiot?
I was just stood in his paddock, having a look over at me. I was like, Tom, how you doing, mate?
Tom.
You owe me money. Where's my money?
It's like, you legend. You'd have been even more of a legend if you'd been 2 lengths closer in the Ryanair. I'll get a picture with him when I'm out there next time.
And just grab Bob as well as just favorite horse ever now.
Picture of Bob. Bob's up there. It's like, be down here trying to get a picture of him.
Well, lad. Oh, Ballymore winner. Can't wait. He'll go on then and win the Marsh, and then he'll go on and win the Gold Cup. One can dream, lads. One can dream.
Wow.
Sure, they're all the best we've ever seen at the minute, aren't we? Bob, Envoy Allen, all champions.
Who else? Appreciate it. I seen it was in the chat today. I was doing stuff for the website, and I seen a few comments from Dave going, "There's not a certainty. No, we have these 3 horses every year." Like,
always happens though, doesn't it?
It does. What's this year's 4 horses that are
They were talking about Shishkin, Envoy Allen, and Monkfish, and all 3 of them will win, and all 3 of them won't win.
Hang on, let's just have a quick look what the treble pays here. So Shishkin. Who? Envoy Allen and Monkfish.
I personally could see 2 of them being beaten. Envoy Allen won't be beaten.
I can see Shishkin be beat.
Monkfish could easily be beaten by latest exhibition. That form is so tight and so close, could easily be turned around. It's a bad jump here or there. And I think Energumene will beat Shishkin.
Energumene. Great
so
name.
Good, Dan.
I want him to win just for that.
Oh.
He's a very, very, very good horse.
Yeah.
He's a very good horse, like.
I think he'll go in there underestimated.
The treble is 9.37 to 1 with Betfred. One of them will get beat at least. You just know it's going to happen.
Yeah. I think it'll be Shishkin.
The lads were saying Paisley Park as well, so the 4 of them. Like, 3 of them could get bet. Envoy Allen won't lose anyway, but the other 3 could easily get bet.
I think Envoy Allen is the only definite winner. Because everyone's going to avoid him. All he has to do is get around. If Envoy Allen gets around, he wins. If Shishkin gets around, there's no guarantee he'll win. If Paisley Park gets around, yeah.
And I think Monkfish is the most likely to be beaten because he has the most challengers in the race. And it's the hardest race of probably all the race at Cheltenham to win. The RSA is the hardest race to win. It's super hard for a novice, super hard for a favourite. So much things can go wrong. And I really rate Shishkin, but it's not as easy as it looked back in October and November. He actually has a decent challenger in that Energumene or Energumene, however you pronounce it.
It'll always be Energumene.
It's always going to be Energumene.
Always.
Unaccepted, who we haven't seen since he done that demolition job at Thurles. He got an entry for the Arkle, so he could be out at the Dublin Racing Festival. He'll go for the Arkle then as well if he's fit as well.
He could really upset him now. He go off like the clappers.
Like the pace he went that day at Thurles was ridiculous.
Sure, he's brother to one of our absolute cliff horses. Oh, well, the day we seen him going around Punchestown, it was absolutely mental.
And that horse only has one way of going, and that's really fast for as long as he can.
I did one of those bets, lads. I was just checking when it was, so I didn't incriminate myself because I knew I was close to being 18. It was in 2009, and whatever, I can't remember what the other horses were, but I remember doing, I think, a 4-timer or something like that, and it came down to Casbar Bliss in the World Hurdle, and he went off 10 to 11. I thought it was an absolute steering job. I'd done the docket with somebody else, and yeah, we were on to win 1,500 quid between us. And the 2 of us sat down and we were watching it. We were like, yeah, here we go now. This is going to bolt up. And he was useless.
along comes this big black bastard with a big white noseband.
Some of the lads said,
I'm big.
This is different than other years. They're not as much certain. This is the year that they're pure certainties. And
every year
we say that. Yeah. Tiger Roll and Paisley Park lost last year, and the whole year everybody is saying there's no chance they'd lose. Yeah. The year Annie Power fell, it might have been a freak accident, but she fell. She didn't win. Yeah. The year Benny fell. That year as well, it was nearly an accumulator on the first day, and Benny had the same hurdle. She fell. And there was other favourites lost that year.
Apple Jade when she went off odds on for it.
Yeah.
It happens every year without fail, lads. It's horse racing. Like if it was that easy, it's like we're on about times. If it was that easy, we'd all be millionaires, like, you know. So.
There'll be definitely like the one that probably, as we said, probably won't be beat is Envoy Allen, but the rest of them are all.
You never know. Like he's gonna get Jack Kennedy said it and Gordon as well. He's gonna get beat someday, isn't he?
Oh, he's going to get beat. They're jump horses. Jump horses don't stay unbeaten.
He's an exceptional animal, and like Shishkin looks exceptional as well. Monkfish looks great, But Envoy Allen has nothing in the race that he can actually make a case for challenging him. The other two races have horses that are good enough and will run to ratings that are good enough to challenge the other two. That's the thing. They're not certainties whatsoever.
We're not dealing with a Frankel here.
Put it this way. He's gone a shade of odds on now, but Betfred is still even money about Envoy Allen. I wouldn't lay Envoy Allen at even money.
No. There's nothing there to even scare him.
Shan Blue is the only one, but
look, they're all running for second and third place against him. It'll be
you'd imagine he'd beat them.
It'll be Davies coming back right now, and he'll up the home straight.
Right, lads.
Let's wrap this up. So we're, as I always say, we're back on Sunday at 8 o'clock on Facebook and YouTube for Talking Points, where we go over all the racing from Ascot and Haydock. So again, lads, thanks for watching. Give us a like, subscribe, comment below with your best Cheltenham Festival Ante-Post video, and we'll see you again on Sunday at 8 o'clock.